All right, we have to write the equation of this circle in standard form. And once we get it in standard form, we will pretty easily be able to look to see what the center and the radius are. Okay, the center is going to be HK, so you can just look at that number there and that number there. And then the radius is going to be this number over here. So this is what they give us right here, and it's not in the right form. So let's see, this is all messed up. First thing I want to do, let me put all my x's together, my x terms together. So I'm going to move this closer to the x, and I'm going to move this closer to the y, and then I'm going to take this number and put it onto the other side. So let's do that first. So I will have x squared minus 2x plus y squared plus 14y. And then I'm going to subtract 50 from both sides. So I won't have any constant number on the left. And on the right, I have 81 minus 50, and that is 31. Now, what I need is these x's all packaged together as a square. Okay, and I'm going to have to use completing the square to do that. And then right here, I have these y's. I want them all packaged in a nice square. So I'm going to have to complete the square with the x's and with the y's. So let's see what that means. Completing the square, I'm going to have to add this perfect number, which is going to give me a square for the x's. Okay, a binomial squared. Plus y squared plus 14y. And I'm going to have to add this perfect number. Let me shrink this a little bit. Let's see what can I do with this? Let me put it back in here. There we go. Let me just put it smaller. So I'm also going to have to add this perfect number here. That is going to make my y's a binomial squared. Okay, and it equals 31. Now, when I add this number here, let's do some colors. When I add this orange number here, and then I add this purple number here, I can't just add them to the left side of the equation unless I also add them to the right side of the equation. Okay, and that's fair. I can do that. Now, the number that we find here, this is called completing the square. The number that we find here is going to be half of the middle term squared. So let me write that down. All right, so I'm going to complete the square with half of the middle term squared. And you see how I wrote that? I put b over 2, that's half of the middle term, and then I'll square it. So this orange number here, it's going to be half of b. Now in this case, b is negative 2. So it's going to be negative 2, half of that, squared. Okay, that is going to give me negative 1 squared, which is 1. So this magic number for the orange is going to be 1. I'll add 1 to the left, and I'll add 1 to the right. Okay, can you find out the magic number for this purple? All right, so it is going to be half of the middle term. The middle term is a positive 14. So half of 14 squared. 14 over 2, half of 14 is 7. 7 squared is 49. So that's going to be the magic number that's going to help me complete the square. All right, looking inside my yellow parentheses, this now is a perfect square. Okay, if I factor this, I'm going to get x minus 1 times x minus 1. And then looking in the pink, this is also a perfect square. And if you factor this, you're going to get y plus 7 times y plus 7. All right, the right-hand side, I could put these together. 31 plus 1 plus 49, that's 81. Now, I'm going to write this as x minus 1 squared, because it's x minus 1 times x minus 1. Anything times itself squared. And this is y plus 7 squared equals 81. Now guess what? I now have this in standard form. Okay, let me try that again. This is now, and that's not any better. Try that again. There we go. This box is now a circle in standard form. And if I want to find the center is going to be right here. It's going to be this number, x minus h, and then it's going to be the opposite of this number. Okay, so be careful. This would be y minus what? Well, it's not y minus 7, is it? It would be y minus a negative 7. Okay, so your h and your k are going to be the opposite of what this symbol is. It's already x minus h, so x minus h is 1. All right, let me get a different color here. H is 1. And your k, it's got to be y minus k. Well, since this is not a minus, it needs to be the opposite. So for this to work out, y minus negative 7. So our our k is negative 7. So there's the center of our circle, 1, negative 7. Now, what is our radius? Our radius comes from over here. This thing here is going to be r squared. Well, what squared gives you 81? 9. 9 squared. So our radius equals 9. There you go. Standard form of a circle. Let's see. Let me draw a little line. Standard form of a circle is right here. Our center is right here. And our radius is right there.